Welcome to our City Council meeting of March 24th, 2020. I call this meeting to order. It is our first WebEx meeting ever, so please be patient with us as we go through this. So the first item is the Pledge of Allegiance. So if we can all just share and say the Pledge of Allegiance together, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. I pledge
allegiance to the flag
of the
United States of America,
to the
republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. This item is the open forum, and I understand that we don't have anybody for open forum. Is that correct? Correct. Great. Thank you. The next item is the approval of the minutes of the City Council meeting of March 10th, 2020. And, is this where I ask analyst Martinez Gavinia to do the roll call already? Starting with this vote?
Yes, that is correct.
Great, thank you. If you could do the roll call vote, please.
We have to make the motion first.
Oh, yes, sorry.
I have a motion and a second, yep.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Great, and now we can go to the roll call vote.
And just to clarify, who moved the motion?
Simon Trotman.
Okay, so for roll call, Mayor Reagan Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilmember Zappo,
Aye.
Councilmember Trotman,
Aye.
Councilmember Garcia,
And Councilmember
Councilmember Whalen,
Aye.
so we have 5 ayes.
Great, thank you. So the minutes of March 10th meeting 2020 have been approved. Before we continue, I did just want to share on behalf of Councilmember Garcia. Unfortunately, Councilmember Garcia is not able to attend tonight. She is feeling unwell. Was unable to attend our meeting last time as well. So last time we were still having in-person meetings, and Councilmember Garcia is a high-risk individual for COVID-19. So today I talked to her over the phone, and she asked me to please share this with folks, that she was diagnosed 4 years ago with autoimmune lupus, and she's just not feeling well. And ever since she had that diagnosis, her health has been up and down and difficult. And so she's having some difficulty today and cannot attend, but then also with her asthma and some respiratory issues that she has, she's just taking extra precaution as well, given the situation. And she says that she's been keeping in touch with staff. She's been keeping in touch with me on a regular basis and others. And she's been keeping up on city business through phone calls and emails. So I did just want to share that on behalf of Councilmember Garcia, because she did ask me to share that with everybody. The next item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All right, if we can go to the roll call vote, please.
Mayor Reagan Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilmember Zappo,
Aye.
Councilmember Trotman,
Aye.
Councilmember Whalen.
Aye.
We have 4 ayes.
Thank you, Executive Analyst Martinez Gavinia. Okay, the next item is the consent calendar, and that will go to our City Manager Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mayor. The consent calendar contains several separate items that are approved by the City Council in one motion. Once those Once the consent calendar is approved, all the individual items and recommended actions are also approved. No further council action is necessary. On tonight's consent calendar is item A, approve a resolution amending the allocation of the 2019 general fund budget. Item B, consider the approval of a resolution authorizing the submission of the 73rd Street Safe Routes to School project funding application for Federal Surface Transportation Program funds. Item C, consider the ratification of a $36,000 contract change with WSB and Associates, Inc. for final design services and environmental documentation for the 77th Street Underpass project, and authorize the city manager to approve contract changes up to $175,000 without further city council consideration. Item D, consider the approval of a small wireless facility co-location agreement with Celco Partnership, doing business as Verizon Wireless, that sets forth the terms and conditions of co-location on wireless support structures within city right-of-way. Item E, consider the approval of a bid tabulation and award of contract to Bituminous Roadways, Inc. for the 2020 Mill and Overlay project in the amount of $2,239,139.50, and authorize an authorization of the city manager to approve contract changes under $175,000 without further city council consideration. And I submit all of these items for your consideration as part of the consent calendar.
Thank you, City Manager. Is there a motion?
So moved. Ben.
Simon Troutman, second.
All right, any council discussion? Okay, with that, seeing that there is no discussion, Executive Analyst Martinez Gavinia, could you please take the roll call vote?
Yes. Mayor Reagan Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilmember Supple,
Aye.
Councilmember Trotman,
Aye.
Councilmember Garcia, Councilmember Whalen.
Aye.
We have 4 ayes.
Thank you very much. Consent calendar has been approved. The next item is the City Manager's report. City Manager Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing to report tonight.
Thank you very much. The next item is claims and payroll. I will hand that over to Councilmember Troutman.
Thank you, Mayor. I would move claims and payroll and wish Edwina Garcia every help and quick recovery.
Supple.
It has been moved and seconded. Executive Analyst Martinez Gavinia, could you please take a roll call?
Yes. Mayor Reagan Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilmember Supple,
Aye.
Councilmember Trotman,
Aye.
Councilmember Garcia, Councilmember Whalen.
Aye.
We have 4 ayes.
Thank you. Claims and payroll has been approved. The next item on our agenda is hats off to hometown hits, and I will pass it to Councilmember Supple.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I want to say a big thank you to all the people out there that are either going into work as essential workers or working from home. And thank you to everyone who's helping keep us all safe. We really, really appreciate it. Secondly, there's a big fundraiser for the Friends of Woodlake that usually happens at the end of April. Today that is going to be an online virtual fundraiser, so watch for more information. And also best wishes to Councilmember Garcia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Supple. I will ask Councilmember Whalen to go next.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have, there's not events coming up, but I just want to thank everyone, as Councilmember Seppel said, for doing your part to stay home, to reduce the risks of this, and give a huge shout out to all of the frontline health workers who are working on this, to all the retail workers who are still there every day, making sure people have the food and supplies they need. Um, and just a couple specific shout outs to the school district. I know they've been working hard to make sure that people still have food for those who have depended on the school lunches. And then also to our police department and to Jill Mecklenburg, who's working on a way for our police to check in with any residents who don't have a neighbor or friend or family member who's able to check in on them or bring them groceries and things. So if that's a situation you're in, please reach out to our police department and they will make a note of that and do some periodic check-ins.
Thank you, Councilmember Whalen. Councilmember Troutman.
Thank you, Mayor. Some similar hats off to all our staff, especially our fire and our police and public safety. But I also want to thank our staff like Blanca Gavina and everybody that's still at City Hall and still keeping City Hall running and changing how we do government at an extraordinary path to keep things as safe as they can be and as open and as normal as they can be for everybody. So thank you to you guys. I also want to give hats off to our foul board and just give a little more detail about what the foul gala is going to be. It is going to be online. The ticket price is going to remain the same, but for those of you that have participated before, it's a $45 ticket, and usually we go to Bloomington to a country club, and we have a nice dinner there. And we've always, as a board, been disappointed that we haven't had a venue in Richfield that really facilitates that well. And so this year we actually saw this as an opportunity, especially for independent restaurants that are facing incredible struggles right now, like so many businesses are. We're going to have an opportunity to get incredible meals from local Richfield restaurants. So the Foul Board needs your donations more than ever. It's going to be a super fun event. We're in the process of just creating all kinds of different online activities that are going to coincide with the event. We're still going to have hopefully a raffle, still going to have the online auction. The auction is going to be online. So it's going to be a great event. So if you normally participate or you're looking for a way to both participate in supporting Woodlake, which if I can just say something about Woodlake and Veterans Park, it's where I'm having all my meetings now. Every time it's not raining or snowing, I'm meeting with folks in Woodlake. I'm meeting with folks in Veterans Park and Monroe Park. It's amazing. I'm walking more miles. And we want to support our parks, but we also want to support our local small businesses. So Foul Gala, it's on. It's going to be amazing. Please consider supporting not just Woodlake, but also all our Richfield job creators.
Thank you, Councilmember Troutman. I will just echo everybody else's hats off. I'll include, Councilmember Garcia as well, as I know we mentioned earlier. We hope that you get better soon, Councilmember, and we will continue to check in on you. Thank you, as always, for your continued leadership and commitment to Richfield. Even in spite of the illness that you have, you're always on top of what's going on at the city. I know our constituents and staff and the rest of the council really appreciate that. And then just as everybody else said, thank you to all of the frontline workers. Thank you to everybody who is figuring out how to be creative and how to do the best we can to address this global pandemic. If there's no greater time in our lifetimes for collective leadership than there is now, than what we are experiencing right now. So I ask everyone to please think about your role in that collective leadership and what it looks like. And it ranges from keeping you and your family safe and at home and healthy, checking in on those vulnerable community members around you, And if you are able to donate and make and take action in any way you're able, we have a lot of community members suffering. I will just say I have spent quite a bit of time on the phone, not even necessarily with Richfield residents, but families who are calling me saying, I am not going to be able to pay my rent for April 1st, and I don't know what to do. I have multiple kids. And it's really hard for families to have these conversations and to be in this place. And to local business owners who have had to lay off family members and employees. I mean, the list goes on and on. People who are on the front lines, whether it's within our own city at Richfield or in healthcare or in other essential services that have very ill family members and continue to have to go to work. I know this is a huge toll on all of us mentally, emotionally, physically, and in every single way possible. And I just ask everyone to have a lot of compassion and kindness for yourself and compassion and kindness for your whole community and our whole world, and to please step into that collective global leadership, because that is what it's going to take to keep moving forward and get out of this with as minimal impact as possible. And then again, I just want to continue to share my gratitude for specifically our city staff and everybody in Richfield, in our districts, across all of our schools, across our senior housing facilities, everywhere in Richfield. There's people working around the clock to keep us safe, keep our community safe, and really doing some extremely creative things, because that is what it takes right now. So thank you for putting all of your energy, all of your effort in, and we will continue moving day by day. Thank you for everybody's leadership. And that was our last item. So seeing that there's no further business, I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you, everybody.